Should I say something?
La 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 la!
Episode 1.
Hello everyone, welcome to Natter Matters, proudly presented by the Civic Club of St. Stephen's College. I'm Shania Matthew, and with me is my co-host.
Hi, my name is Agastya. I'm from Second Math. And if you guys haven't figured it out by now, Natter Matters, for this time at least, is going to be a podcast version.
Oh, and I'm from Second English. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself.
Thank you, Shana. And so for today's episode, our special guest, would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Special Guest?
Hi, I'm Karthik. I'm from second. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm from third BSCP. I'm really happy and excited to be here on the pilot episode.
Woohoo! Yes, the pilot episode. Well, thank you for taking out your precious time to be here.
Yeah, I'm sure third year online is very stressful, Sai.
Yeah.
How is college going? How are you doing?
Well, it's happening in the background.
So it's not sad, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, what is sad anyways?
Of course. Okay. So let's get into the reason why we're all gathered here today virtually is to talk about Harmony. So how were you involved in Harmony last year?
Okay, so I was part of the union. So my official capacity was the Joint Secretary of Treasury. Yeah, but apart from that, I was also actively involved in the whole organization aspect of it in terms of what stalls or what kind of food.
The momos were great, by the way.
There was a kebab place also.
Yeah.
Good decision. Good decision, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
We're proud of you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful was it?
About 11 and a half.
Okay, so I have so obviously I think for everyone who's watching this or listening to this, I guess that was everyone's last/previous Harmony. So how do you think it served as a Harmony to send off everyone into the world with that as their lasting memory of Harmony?
Yeah, it's really interesting that you asked me this question because I think in retrospect, everyone who was part of that event or people who even couldn't make it to the event will be extremely happy that the event did happen. However, the lead up to the event was not so.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, so it wasn't the smoothest start to organizing Harmony, given the atmosphere in Delhi at that time. There was a lot of speculation as to whether Harmony is going to happen or not going to happen, and so we had a lot of discussions amongst ourselves. After looking at different things and we actually came up with a couple of ideas.
Sorry to interrupt, but like how many months prior to Harmony was this when all of this happened?
This was probably in the month of Jan, so which is about a month and a half.
Oof, that's cutting it really close. Okay.
So we, as a union, we were of the idea that Harmony is definitely going to happen in the even semester, etc. But the lead up to February, things were not really good, which is why the whole discussion and whole question itself came. But yeah, we did look at a few alternative options and then finally decided to go ahead with organizing the fest, just like it had been organized for all the years. It was well received at the end, but initially we did face a little bit of backlash.
Right. What was so? Akasi, you go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Thanks so much. Okay, so Sai, going back to the whole planning thing, what was your favorite part of Harmony to plan? Not let's say the easiest part to plan, but what was the one thing in Harmony that you were really looking forward to sort of it being a success?
Well, I think it's kind of very simple. It's just about making sure that those evenings, usually Harmony is kind of sober in the day and early evening. It really
yes, that's right.
Yeah, it really catches up in the late evening on all 3 days, and so the idea or all the energy and focus that went into organization was usually for those 3 evenings in terms of having the right kind of food where people can pick up stuff and walk out of the stall and actually be part of whatever is happening, whether it was the DJ performance, the band playing or whatever. So we looked at that, and then the second thing was probably the ambience, and ambience is not just in terms of decor and how the lead up was, but also in terms of the backdrop. So for this time we had a huge LED screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, song dedications as well, speakers. That was
Yeah.
fun.
The thing is, last harmony, when we walked in, it was kind of a it had a nice feel, but it was also slightly dull.
Hmm.
But I think the LED screen made it really vibrant this time, and it actually popped in. We got a lot of compliments saying, man, you have done so much work this time. But all we did was just pay for that screen to be put up, and I think that made a
Yeah.
lot.
I clearly remember during the whole the DJ performance, the DJ night, everyone who was not sober was crawling, like they were trying to get to the LED screen, like while they were coming like from the back of the crowd, they were just moving towards it, they wanted to touch it. It was such a weird sight, but I guess it worked, so
Yeah,
congrats.
and it served like brilliant purposes, because we had a sponsorship deal with one of the pizza outlets from the north, and they wanted us to play like a video of their some gourmet cheese that they had or whatever. And
Gourmet cheese
yeah,
Gourmet cheese.
in North Campus.
yeah, like whatever they had,
Wow.
specialty cheese that they wanted to advertise. I won't mention their name right now because they haven't paid me, but
Scam. Okay, what was one thing, I mean, what was something that happened on the day of the event, like out of all the 3 days that happened and that was really unexpected, and what did you all do about it? If you had to do damage control, like how did you deal with it?
So I think it was the first day of our event. There was a huge build up to the band performing, and the band wasn't really well known amongst the Stephens crowd, I would say. Not a lot of people knew about the band. They
You
were
already forgot their name.
I didn't know.
What
I
is
didn't
their
hear of this band.
name?
the band was. I will let you know later. But anyway, so the band was scheduled to perform, I think, by, from 6:30 or 7. But then we ran into a problem that became a huge issue, and then there was a really big delay. And I think the band came to college at around 8:30, 8:30ish.
Yeah, we
And
remember the texts.
we had a hard curfew at 10 because our college
Yeah.
anything to go on after 10. So and by 10 you need people back in their rooms, which meant by 9:45 we had to start clearing the ground. So it was a disheartening start, if I may say, because we were all looking forward, and this is like the biggest investment that we had made as a youth.
How did you all deal with the? I mean, was the crowd impatient? How did that pan out?
That I must say that the crowd was actually quite cooperative that day.
Aw.
People weren't really walking away or leaving the ground, and they were always
They were
there.
vibing.
We filled the gaps with more DJ performances, because I think that kind of gets everyone
Yeah.
jumpy for some time, and so we had like small performances like that, try and fill the gap. But I
Yeah.
think generally the crowd was very cool.
Okay, Sai, in quick 30 seconds, favorite harmony memory. Go.
19th of February when shit went. It was just that there were a lot of things that happened on 19th of February, and none of the things happened in our favor. So everything went against us that day. But at the end of that day, I think at 1:32 in the morning, a few of us, we were still standing and we were still working, because we still had to get work done, and wake up again at 7 in the morning the next day and continue. And this is like 2 days before the event. That kind of sticks with you for a.
Yeah. Over the not the 3 days, but at least like prepping for. How much sleep did you manage to get?
In the last 1 week before Harmony, I think you really don't expect to get a lot of sleep. And
There were late nights in college.
Yeah, it was late nights and early morning. So
every college kid's dream.
Exactly, I'm not complaining about it, because I think it was fabulous. Staying in college till like 2:30 in the morning, and then coming back to college at 7. So yeah, it was really nice. I think we were outside, Shania, we were outside your block also.
I'll start crying.
We got a lot of hecklers from Asla heckling.
Oh shucks.
The day before Humming, when we were painting the foyer.
Shucks. Painting the foyer, that's tradition.
It's the most exciting activity of any fest, Shania. What do you be? Painting the Painting the foyer is like that's like that.
Proper tradition. Man, you miss it, no?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we remember that anymore.
Okay, Sai, thank you. Thanks for coming and being awkward with us.
Yes.
On this hopefully first edition of Data Matters, the podcast.
Yes. Thanks, I. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And we're signing off.
Good night and goodbye.
Good night and good morning.
Yeah, listening. Yeah, thank you.
Or good evening, whatever time you're listening to this at. Okay, bye.
Bye.
How do I stop this now?